Hey guys, it's Wednesday. We're back, installment number 3 of the Ultimate Rod series, and today we are focusing on drop shot. Gonna mix it up with a little spinning rod application, go through our favorite rods in the sub 150 price point, the sub 300 price point, and the I don't care what it costs, just give me the best rod category. And so we've got 3 phenomenal drop shot rods for you today. We're going to go through each one of them, tell you what we like about them. If there's anything we don't like about them, we'll throw that in there too. And yeah, we're going to hopefully get you on your way to landing more fish with a drop shot. So, a few caveats as usual. We're going to go through these rods. Man, it's really hard to pick one for each price point. So, keep in mind there are going to be rods that you're saying, oh man, come on, how did they not pick X model? We get that. We understand. In the comments, let us know, hey, what's your favorite drop shot rod under 150? Where did we screw up? What did we get right? Hopefully we get more right than what we get wrong. So we'll go with that. And I will tell you this. I have thrown drop shot quite a bit in my life. I am by no means a drop shot guy. So I had to lean on some of our wonderful customers that are experts in this field and kind of gather some intel from them. So I used some of my own experiences, some of their experiences, blended it all together and came up with what I think is a pretty awesome lineup of rods here. So without further ado, let's get started. Sub 150 price point is none other than the Fenwick HMG 7-foot medium light fast action. So I am sure that a good portion of you did not expect to hear Fenwick on this list, and I'm going to tell you why selecting a Fenwick option is the correct choice. Some of you may know this, but Fenwick Pure Fishing, who owns Fenwick, made a choice to hire a couple of individuals by the name of Justin Poe and Dave Brinkerhoff, and both of those wonderful gentlemen worked previously for Shimano and designed some of the finer rods that Shimano and Loomis have produced. And what they did is they went over to Pure Fishing and were tasked with revitalizing this Fenwick line. And this HMG that I have in my hand is one of their first revisions, or their first revision of the HMG lineup specifically. And they just absolutely knocked it out of the park. These guys are rod experts. And I want to emphasize that they are experts. There may not be a duo of individuals that know as much about rod building as these guys do. They came up with an impressive product here. And I think it's going to take some time to catch on because Fenwick had kind of, just fallen out of people's minds. And let's be honest, it was not the quality that it was once thought to be. Well, that's all changed now. So this Fenwick HMG rod, very sensitive for the price point. I think it comes in at $139.95. It has the right combination of power and action that we are looking for with a drop shot rod. So what that is very soft tip. We want a soft tip. We want it to have some backbone. I don't mind. It's going to be hard for a rod to have too soft of a tip as long as it does have a defined backbone point somewhere in the rod, and this one does. So very soft, lightweight tip will load up very well when you are leaning into a fish with that drop shot. And once you have that fish hooked, it's going to stay hooked because of that soft tip, which is very important. Skin hook that thing in the side of the mouth, hold on, play the fish slowly, do whatever you need to do, get it to the boat. So that is an important characteristic for these rods to have, and this one, they knocked it out of the park. So it is done to perfection with this model. And at $139, you really can't go wrong. So this is an excellent choice, and I highly recommend it for a more on the value side drop shot rod. So the second option is probably my day in and day out favorite rod for myself personally, and from what feedback I have gathered from our customers. I talked to some Great Lakes smallmouth guys, and the rod that they just kept coming back to was this Shimano X-Pride 7-foot light. This is a rod that is another, it's deceiving being referenced as a light. To me, it feels more like a medium light. It fishes more like a medium light. But the important part here is the tip is that of a light action rod, meaning very, very soft. So it fits into the same bucket as this HMG in that it has a really, really soft tip, but then it does have a defined backbone point. This rod is not parabolic by any means. It has a point in which you can tell, hey, I've reached the power of this. We are good. That fish is not going to just be able to abuse you, and you're going to be able to turn it if you need to with this rod. So it fits checks every box, fits every piece of drop shot criteria that we would have. If you're fishing Great Lakes and you're in the 15-20 foot range, depending on the wind, you can get away with, throwing up to a 3/8 ounce drop shot with this. If you're on inland lakes, then likely you don't need to go that heavy, and it certainly shines in that 1/4 ounce range, and you can even go under that if need be. So this rod is just an awesome drop shot rod. Checks, like I said, every single box. It comes in at the $279 price point. And these X-Pride rods, there's a reason that they've been incredibly popular. They are just a premium option that hits the under 300 price point, and that seems to be a sweet spot for a lot of high-end anglers right now, is keeping a rod under $300. And this is a lot of rod for the money. So I definitely think this is a great choice. And if you're looking at that price range, an X-Pride is tough to beat. And you can even go with the 7.2 medium light. That's a really popular one too, especially with the Great Lakes guys. They're telling me that 7.2 is a popular length up there, and that a lot of guys are really going to the trend of the longer rods. So that is the X-Pride 7-foot light. So then finally we have the I don't care what it costs, just give me the best rod. This is video 3, and we somehow have yet to mention an NRX Plus. And that ends today. So we've got the NRX Plus 822S drop shot rod. Amazing that the best rod out there would be literally called a drop shot rod. Mind blowing. But anyway, that's what we've got. This is the drop shot specific offering from G Loomis in the NRX Plus lineup. And this is considered a mag medium rod. You'll sense a common trend in all of these videos. These powers are deceiving. So if Rob, who's filming this, and I were actually comparing the actions of all 3 of these rods, they're all very, very similar. When we have a medium light, we have a light, and we have a mag medium. And it is hard to tell the difference in the action between the 3 of them. They are obviously different, but it is not blatantly obvious. So that just goes to show that these power ratings, they are deceiving. And that's frustrating to look at on a spec sheet, but nonetheless, practical application. This rod feels like a medium light, and it has that really nice soft tip that's just kind of going to load up very nice and slowly whenever you set the hook into a fish or lean into a fish with it. It's got a nice backbone. It does have a thinner blank than these other 2, so it's got less of a rigid backbone than I'd say these other 2 models do. But it's a really nice drop shot rod. It's incredibly sensitive. I mean, incredibly sensitive. So if you're on a highly pressured lake, very light bites, where you need to feel that fish and react very quickly, the NRX Plus is just, sensitivity, it gets no better than this. So, or if you just want to feel everything, like through an amplifier, like that's kind of what these NRX Plus are like. So I would say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I am comfortable recommending this as the creme de la creme of drop shot rods. It is the gold standard in the drop shot world, as far as we're concerned, at least. And so I think you need to check this out. If you are a high-end user and you want premium quality, 610 mag medium drop shot rod, the 822, it's the one to go with, and you're going to be very, very happy. So that is our selection for today. We've got 3 awesome rods. All of them are available. All of them are in stock at the time of the filming of this video at AmericanLegacyFishing.com. Tell us what you think. Drop shot. You like it? Don't like it? Boring? Fun? Exciting? I think it's a little bit of all of those, depending on the day. I would rather have a casting rod in my hand if I'm being totally honest, but sometimes you got to mix it up. And you up north guys, I know you tear up some big smallmouth that I wish we had down here, but instead we get to fish the Ohio River and catch 12-inch spotted bass. And for some reason, I still love it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.